This piece of work by the celebrated sculptor Barbara Hepworth had been standing in a park in South London since 1970. This is what's left now. To the bewilderment of local people who had admired it every day, someone simply lifted it in the dead of night. The assumption is that it's been sold on to be melted down for scrap.
It's gone. It's absolutely bizarre. And so when you see it, because when I was a child, I used to play on this, so when I was my daughter's age, I would come here playing on it. We've got photographs of me, now my daughter, and it's absolutely bizarre. And you think that it's just odd that you can actually steal something like that.
Metal theft has become a conversation piece in Britain. Manhole covers, lead from church roofs, power cables, metal from railway lines, copper from electricity pylons, statues of famous figures, you name it, it's all disappearing. The disruption caused to society when these things are stolen can affect thousands of people at once. The epidemic, as it is now, of metal theft in Britain has led to a generalised sense of moral outrage here. And here's the reason why. If someone, say, robs a jeweller's, no one's actually affected apart from the jeweller, and yet metal theft, in either very practical or, in this case, emotional ways, can affect entire communities. It's got so bad the police in London have set up a special task force, and what they've found has already astounded them. They found a van with a hole cut in the bottom so it could sit on top of a manhole cover and steal it without anyone seeing. Metal that's not recovered is shipped off to Asia where demand is massive. Metal theft then is where criminality and globalisation have collided.
As you can see, there's copper content, and then in the middle there you've got aluminium. So you've got two metals there that are both in demand for recycling.
Some of the most shocking incidents have involved metal plaques dedicated to the dead of the First World War being ripped off memorials. While it's tempting to suggest that poverty might be playing a part in this, politicians see it more as moral collapse.
First of all, there's no excuse, no justification for it. But secondly, in the 1930s, we had real poverty in this country, much worse than we have now, and we didn't have this sort of behaviour then.
So it's people just sort of lacking a moral compass completely?
I think people who do this certainly lack a moral compass, but the majority of people are just outraged at this sort of behaviour.
The police have a list of the usual suspects for all of this, though almost nobody's been caught. The universal view in Britain is that the metal thieves have reached a new low. Laurence, Al Jazeera in London.